Okay, cool. All right, welcome everybody. We're gonna get straight into it. You're my second reading for today, Leo. If you haven't been watching my previous readings, if you're just tuning in and you're not watching live, this is going to be your rest of January's prediction reading. We're starting with your Celestial Bodies Oracle deck cards. I'm going to be pulling cards that tell us the main themes, 3 cards in total that you can expect to experience before the end of January. And then we'll clarify with tarot. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck. Now, before I get into it, I highly recommend, as a viewer, setting your intention of what kind of information you would like to find out about the rest of January 2025. I'm going to set my intentions as your reader as well. This helps us tune into each other's energy, and hopefully we can get the answers you need that are in theme with the information you want. So Spirit, what can you tell us about Leo's end of January predictions? Please tune me into Leo. Help me offer them the most clear, honest messages about the rest of January 2025. What can Leo expect in January 2025? We've got the 6 coming out reversed. What can Leo expect before the end? We have waxing gibbous moon coming out upright. What can Leo expect, Spirit? We have square coming out as your final card. At the back of this deck is the number 4. So you have 2 numerology cards. You've got an aspect pattern, and then you've got a moon cycle. So interesting, because there's no traditional astrological themes in terms of you have no planets, you have no signs. You've got the cards that help build a profile, which kind of makes sense because we're looking at your themes. We'll have to see how tarot kind of gives us some more symbols we can look out for. Sorry guys, didn't realize I was sweating. It's so hot where I am. Okay, so at the back of the deck with the number 4 being here, Leo, I feel like a big theme for you, and the kind of like the undercurrent of the rest of January for you, which is more of like a subconscious feeling, is this desire for stability, security, and safety. The number 4 I associate with our root chakra because of the 4 petals, and I also associate the number 4 with the Emperor. So these feelings of wanting stability, of really looking after our foundation and making sure that we feel like we're in a comfortable, stable place in our lives before we disrupt the status quo by doing something risky or trying to incorporate any change. It feels like the rest of January is about focusing on your foundation, focusing on your ability to create stability for the rest of the month. Let's have a look at your first card now. We have 6 coming out reversed. So this to me is an awareness of how the rest of January is not going to be completely balanced. There are certain things in which seem to kind of disrupt our flow. The 6 can feel like it's other people who are needing us to do things in a flexible way, which kind of puts us out a little bit because they may not have given us much warning or notice. But because of our relationship to them, we want to be there for them. We want to kind of step out of our comfort zone and support them. And just feels like it wasn't very well structured and it's not very well reciprocated. So there could be a favor being asked of you before the end of the month, or a close person to you asking for you to do something that you're not completely comfortable with doing, but you do it because of how you know them. Otherwise, it is definitely just going to disrupt your feeling of peace for the rest of the month. So what is happening here specifically? Let's get some tarot to figure it out. What is happening with this 6 energy? What is this 6 energy about for Leo? Okay, we have the Hierophant coming out upright. What is the 6 energy about for Leo? We have the High Priestess. So 2 very powerful major arcana cards. Interesting. At the back of the deck is the Knight of Swords. So I feel like overall, with this card reversed, it does feel like somebody's not telling us this important information early enough. By the time we get news of what we're supposed to do, it feels like we're rushing. It feels like we don't have a lot of time and we really want to be a part of this, so we're going to make it work, but we're upset. When a Swords card is reversed, we're not in the right frame of mind. We're feeling a little heated and we're going to put it to the side in order to take action, but we do have some choice words we want to use. So apply that with your fire energy and people kind of are stepping on your toes a little bit this month is what it feels like. You could also be feeling a bit frustrated with some of the people around you. I hear the words, say what you mean. So you may be feeling like some people are being too diplomatic or they're just holding back and they're not really telling you what it is that you need to know. You feel like you're having to just kind of go by somebody else's timing for the rest of January. And when you finally get the green light to act, it's all either happening too quickly or not quickly enough. And you're just like, come on, why couldn't I have been a part of this conversation earlier? Now that was your bottom deck energy. Your other 2 cards, the Hierophant is a card that craves routine, structure, and support. The Hierophant wants to be in an environment that supports growth, learning, and being able to feel like you're on the right path through mentorship. So there is this feeling here of whoever this person is, you look up to them. They're either an older sibling, they could be a senior co-worker, they could be someone who you're intending on creating a future with this Hierophant card. We want to build something more stable with them in the future, and we're relying on them and their effort that they put into us to create stability in this situation. We don't have all the answers by ourselves. We need their effort to guide us through this situation. And we need their effort to show us that this is worth our time as well. But in order to be successful, we need consistent effort. We can't just rely on inconsistency because that's not what's building structure. And that's not what's confirming that we're not wasting our time. So this is what you want. And I think you had this with this person, but with the High Priestess reversed, you're not feeling confident for the rest of January. There's something that's happened here that has confused you, and it's made you question the future in this situation. It's made you question your stability, but it's also made you question whether your intuition was telling the truth or not. So it's made you question yourself. The High Priestess, first and foremost, is a card of trust. It's a card of knowing yourself, trusting yourself. When it's reversed, we don't know what to believe anymore. Someone has done something that has caused us to lose trust in ourselves. So that's really what this theme is about. And it is about you trying to find that level of routine again with the Hierophant. But for the 6 to be reversed, the High Priestess to be reversed, that Knight of Swords to be reversed, the overarching elements seem to be impulsive, inconsistent, and confusing. Is there any other advice you can give them about this situation, Spirit? I don't really want to leave it there. Okay. So at the back of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune isn't really advice. It's about managing your expectations. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that things are happening exactly as they are meant to, within divine timing. That phrase that we all love to hear. But it's also saying that this is happening for you, not to you. If this is unwinding or unraveling, it's happening so that another opportunity can open up for you. So stay aligned with your overall intentions. Whatever this is that you're trying to build, you can have that, but you may be experiencing success in a different way than what you originally expected. Now, your true advice is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is encouraging you to put yourself out there, to make sure that your voice is heard, to, make sure that you're a Leo, sweet soul. I can't believe I'm having to talk to you about confidence. You're a Leo. Whether you're a Leo sun, moon, rising, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, whatever it is, if you're cross-watching, you need to be careful with your Leo, because Leos shouldn't have to fight to stand out. You stand out naturally in the way that you present yourself, in the opinions that you have, with the laugh that you have, with the light in your eyes. Your advice is to do what you do best, which is stand out. Don't let people forget about you. If it's a competition and the Leo's involved, there's no competition. The Leo has won. You know how to get the right attention, and you know how to demand the right attention. So in this situation, make it a competition. Make this situation feel like it's not your only option. With the Five of Wands here, you have other options. You and this card can work well together. In other signs, this would create complications, if I'm completely honest with you. If I pulled this card for a Virgo, I would go, ugh, bow out now, like you're not going to be successful. But I pulled this card for you, Leo. This is a sign that you can be successful if you let yourself shine a little brighter than what you have been. You being seen is what is going to help you be successful. Be the loudest voice in the room. Be the most obvious winner. Make yourself stand out physically, and be confident in yourself, sweet soul. You're a Leo. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. You do what you do best. And if that means faking it until you make it, so be it. But nobody else knows that. Everybody else looks at you and thinks, wow, Leo is just so good at putting their hand up and getting the teacher's attention and making sure the boss is always watching them. Leo's so good at making sure that their love interest has got eyes on them when they're in the room. Whatever this is, don't turn into a wallflower. Be loud, be proud is your advice. Now let's have a look at your second theme. We have the waxing gibbous moon here. Now this card did come out for Aries in a different position, so it's a very different energy. But I do think that this is a collective energy, and it could have something to do with the moon cycle in general. I'm filming this just after the full moon, and our waxing gibbous moon is a feeling of momentum. It's a feeling of, okay, the ideas that we have, the desires we have, we can feel it coming into fruition. We can feel the momentum, the tension building, and we want to make something out of this. We want to use this energy to kind of propel ourselves as momentum. So this is a good time to get back into the swing of things, especially on projects or tasks that you've lost motivation about. Before the end of January, you may be doing more things that you've put off, that you've procrastinated, making sure that you don't lose momentum. You could have been waiting a long time for this, and before the end of January, you're kind of getting back into the swing of it, making sure that you haven't lost motivation here. So what is this about? Okay, at the back of the deck is Emperor. I'm kind of not surprised. I do see some correlation with Aries, but you are both fire signs. So the way that you interpret collective energies is similar, but you have your own personal spin on it. With Emperor being reversed, I feel like overall, this theme is about you not being afraid to take risks in appropriate ways. When the Emperor takes a risk, it's because it's somewhat calculated, but they're acknowledging that if they don't do anything, they're not going to get the opportunity to grow. An Emperor is afraid of two things, risks and stagnating. So the only time the Emperor will take a risk is when they're stagnant. And that's where you may be feeling. Before the end of January, to keep the momentum going, you do need to switch up your energy a little bit. And these kinds of risks are calculated because they're not completely risky, right? It's like, say you've been approaching your goal the same way, you know, one step at a time, and then over the Christmas period, your routine was messed up naturally. So in January, to catch up, you've got to do a little bit more on this week and a little bit more on that week. And then by February, you can get back into the swing of things. That's what this feels like. We're playing catch up and we're doing a little bit more than what we're used to here, but we're not completely giving up and we're not completely changing the process. We're sticking to the overall plan, but we're giving it a different sort of strategy than what we've been doing. Wow, this is beautiful. It's interesting though. The two tarot cards I have for you are the Queen of Swords upright, and we also have the Ten of Cups reversed. So this is about rewriting your happy ending. When we look at like a happy ending or a Ten of Cups card, it doesn't mean that this is all we deserve. It just means that this card is a physical representation of what our complete happiness would look like. If we had a moment where our heart was so full, it was bursting out of our chest, what would that look like for us? Who would be with us? What would we be doing? What would we be celebrating? So you're in planning mode, ideas mode, thinking about what that means. Because from when you set this intention to where you are now, your ideas have changed. There's some people you don't want there anymore. When you think about your ultimate happiness, the people around you have changed. There's a new person standing next to you. There's a new family in front of you. Some members have left, new people have come. So you're really trying to find ways this year, which you're thinking about before the end of this month, to bring these people together and to have this sense of emotional fulfillment, celebrating this family around you and making sure that you have the right people by your side. You could be feeling like you don't have enough emotional support in the rest of January. It could be like, could feel like you've got some heavy things weighing on you and there's not enough people around you to really hear you out. And it could also be that you're missing someone very specific, like a partner in crime type of energy. With the Queen of Swords upright, you're really thinking about the big picture here. This waxing gibbous energy isn't just one goal in your life. It represents all the goals and how they're all coming together. So this is an internal theme that's impacting you internally, like you're not talking to a lot of people about this, but people around you are noticing. People around you are like, why is Leo so quiet? Why is Leo not talking to me anymore? Has Leo cut me off? Has Leo blocked me? I think Leo's sad about something, but I don't really know what it is and I'm scared to ask. And that's what this feels like. Now, if there are feelings of sadness or missing someone, you're doing the best that you can to turn it into a positive. And with this Queen of Swords, biting your tongue is a coping mechanism as well. I would encourage you to continue thinking about what that Ten of Cups really looks like for you and what kind of heartfelt achievements you want to achieve this year, because it feels like you're putting your whole heart into the goals that you're tackling. But with the Queen of Swords, in the planning process, you're thinking more logically and you're thinking more diplomatically as well. Kind of like, well, what does that actually mean for me with my heart removed? So it's very interesting taking a Leo's heart out of something. It feels cold. So I don't know if this is the best, but I can see how this is a coping mechanism for you. I don't really have anything else to say, so let's get some advice. What is the advice here for Leo? We have the Four of Wands and the Sun. Your advice is to do what makes you feel good, okay? Other people won't understand it. I don't understand it, but that's not my role. My role is to deliver your messages. Your role is to do what makes you feel happiest. Surround yourself with people that appreciate you, that see you, and that let you shine. And I really think that this is a moment that's supposed to help you see how you've lost your shine. Leos are supposed to be vibrant, colorful, loud, proud. But that's a heavy burden to bear 24/7. So for the rest of January, you're in a black and white phase. Just trying to kind of mute yourself so that you can hear what you want to do and how you want to express moving forward. So your advice with the Four of Wands is to make sure that throughout this process, you're protecting your peace and you're continuing to water and nurture and give energy to the people who are in your Ten of Cups, the people who do feel like they're part of that picture that I was painting before. That is your advice. Don't exclude the ones you still love. Okay, make time for them. Let's move on to your third message now. We have Square coming out for you, sweet souls. As your final theme, the Square is talking about potential conflicts and challenges. So let's not delay. Let's figure out what this is. This is some sort of tension before the end of the month. But I feel like it was there before then. It's not just starting in the next 2 weeks. It was there before. So what is this Square energy about? We have the Eight of Swords. We also have the Five of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. With the Nine of Pentacles at the back of the deck, this Square energy is about making sure you have your sense of independence. When I was talking about being loud and proud before, it feels like this is in direct relation to how you see yourself being your most successful self. No matter who you're connected to, what relationships you have in your life, you know, what you do for work, how other people see you, it doesn't matter. You have a vision for yourself and you have an idea of how you want things to play out. So before the end of the month, with the Nine of Pentacles, you're finding new ways to indulge and to truly step into your independence here when it comes to your money. The thing is, it feels like it's at the expense of other people. In order for you to live this moment of luxury and independence, it feels like somebody else has to kind of be left behind. With the Eight of Swords being here, there is some sort of cycle of tension that you're in with someone in your life where they may do or say things in an attempt to control you, or you may find yourself doing the same thing. It feels like we're trapped in this situation, no matter how many times we address these issues, what we talk about, what we try to uncover, we're kind of in the same spot. We feel like a victim, or we feel like we're just hurting each other. They're hurting us, we're hurting them. Now with the Five of Swords, you want to finish this month feeling like you've said what you need to say in this situation. Even though words may have been exchanged, it feels like recently you were biting your tongue, trying to get your head straight, trying to figure out what to say in this situation so that you didn't have any regrets moving forward. You want more freedom, you want more independence, you want more security. And you also want the ability to spend your money the way that you want to without having to answer to anybody else or being judged by anybody else. So the Five of Swords is indicating a change in communication and action, which benefits us, whoever has the Leo placements, but it's at the expense of somebody else. I don't think this is a bad thing. Whenever I see a Five of Swords, I feel like you guys got into an entanglement and somebody relied a little bit too much on the person who's now walking away. So it's a lesson, and it's also about doing what is best for you, because you can't possibly make everybody happy in this situation. So the very least you can do is try to take care of yourself. Put that oxygen mask on, do what is going to benefit you, and hope that other people do the same in the collateral. I do see this being successful. So the last thing that I want to say to you, before the end of January, have those conversations. You know, it feels like a confrontation. It feels like an intervention even, but have those conversations. Take care of your financial security. Take care of your future. Make sure you're putting your own needs first, and make sure that you feel like you're in full control of how you make and spend your money without having to worry about how this impacts other people. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Leo. I'm going to end your reading there. I hope it was a helpful, insightful reading. It's been an absolute pleasure reading for you. Thank you for exchanging energy with me. And as we part ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful self for the rest of January, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.